This video will be looking at the FV4-202. This vehicle was requested in the comment section of the last video I made. This is the first non-premium tank we're looking at. Still worth the question of whether it's worth grinding, because it's quite far down the tree. So we'll start by looking at the ammo. The first round that could be used is an APCBC round, which is the round that we used for this video. It has 232 mils of pen, which is enough for anything in this tier. However, it isn't the only round that's good. There's also a Sabot round with 285 mils of pen, which is plenty of pen to deal with anything at this tier. You won't struggle penning anything really at all, as long as you know where you're shooting. It also helps that the muzzle velocity of this round is 1,400 meters per second, whereas the muzzle velocity of the APCB shell is 1,000 meters per second. Now, the reason why I choose to use the round with less pen and much slower muzzle velocity is because it deals a lot more damage, so it's better to use that than to use the Sabot round, which is quite hard to use really, in terms of actually killing anything. As for armour, this tank is very well angled. However, the hull isn't that thick and often gets penetrated. However, turret is different. It has a really thick front, and the sides being a very high angle, it's hard to pen. A lot of rounds bounce off it. Looking at the speed of this vehicle, well, it isn't slow, but it isn't fast. It's sort of average. The sort of thing you'd expect from a tank that looks like this. However, in reverse, it's incredibly slow. It's got what I like to call British reverse syndrome, which of course is with almost all British vehicles. They just reverse at such a slow speed. You might as well not have a reverse gear. The gun is fully stabilised, which, when compared to the most common enemy the British come up against, which is the Germans, who don't have guns that are stabilised at this tier, they have a massive advantage, as you can fire while on the move, without it being sort of just luck guiding your shot. So now let's see what this vehicle's like in a combat situation. So we start this game by fighting a Gag Panther. I missed my first shot because I have a terrible aim. Then we fire shots at each other, both bouncing. Of course, the turret on this tank is very strong, so it bounces a lot of rounds. I knock his gun out so I can push on him easier. I don't want him to fire at the hull when I pull up close to him, because they'll go straight through and kill me in one shot. Firing down on him like this makes him easy to kill because the angle of his armor is much less to where I am when going downhill like that. This Panther was already damaged when I shot him, so a very easy kill. Even if he wasn't damaged, I probably would have killed him in one shot. And then you see him over there. I hull break him with one shot, though he is very lightly armoured. Then we see another one over there. These guns are actually really good, so the fact that I'm bouncing them shows just how effective this vehicle is. As you can see, the second one bounces as well. And then I knock him out. They have a seriously high amount of pen, and me bouncing them off my turret should prove how good the turret is. See this King Tiger? Pen him there. That knocks out his turret crew. I was aiming for his driver, but I just missed. There we go. Hit him there. Though I don't think they actually penned. It's hit his frontal armor. That knocks out his gun. Now I'll knock out his gun because once he replaces the crew, he can one-shot me because there's a clear shot on my hull. Shoot again and bounce that off. He's all in that smoke, so I can't tell where he is, and I have to aim at specific points to kill him, so I decide to charge. I know his gun's out anyway, so it'll be about 20 seconds before he's got that back. He points his turret at me, which is the worst thing he could do, because that flattens his armor and lets me pen him. He's got about 200 mils of armor up there, and we have only just over 200 mils of pen. If he kept his turret at an angle, he would have not died. I shoot this guy once in the side. It's an easy kill. He's only got like 4 crew, and they're all packed together closely, so. Here on the left you can see a Panther on the hill. It's actually quite hard to see because it's quite far away, but we see him get shot there. Take a shot at him, and blow up his ammo. Now we push onto the points, another Panther. This guy does take 2 shots to kill, but we do get him. I find that with a lot of German tanks, with how well spaced the crew is, it's quite hard to kill them just in one shot. And we get shot from really far away by a Nashorn, which kills us. That was an 8-kill game, which is rather good. I did have a 12-kill game before, however with the Swedish update being released, I lost that replay. However, that does show that this vehicle is consistently good, and I wasn't just lucky. When looking at lineups, this vehicle can be matched with basically anything that's also at rank 5, except for the Black Prince. I'm sure if you've seen my other video on the Black Prince, you'll know why that's so useless. And in terms of aircraft, it's more personal preference really, just anything with a bomb. I prefer maneuverability, but some people prefer having a bigger bomb like in a Wellington. You'll find that this vehicle does have a hard time against some enemies like a Jagdtiger and even just Tiger 2s, as you saw in the first battle. I'll show you in this next battle as well how it do have trouble with those particular enemies. So I put this battle in here to show you both strengths and weaknesses. So here you can see me failing to pen this King Tiger. Maybe if I had the Sabot, it would have gone better. But you can also see that everything else I can kill in one shot. But you can also notice that I reload really quick. This gun reloads so quick for the size of it. It's really, really good. It's worth noting that these Panthers that I'm killing here are so easy to kill because I'm not using the saber round. Because when I actually shoot through them, the shrapnel fires around everywhere inside the tank and actually kills people, rather than if I was using the saber round going in one side and straight out the other. So there's some extra notes to make about this vehicle. So you'll have a hard time coming against some enemies, such as the Jagdtiger, or even the King Tiger can be a pain to kill too. As you saw earlier, we're bouncing rounds off them quite consistently. However, most enemies should be easy to kill, as the down tier against the Germans means you go up against Tigers and Panthers, which are completely outmatched by a 20-pounder, and in an up tier you come up against the Leopard 1, basically has no armour. The only true enemy that can be a match is the Maus, but obviously that's a full up tier and is rather rare. And even then, if you're using Sabot, it should be an easy pen on the turret. So, what are my overall thoughts on this vehicle? Well, it has okay mobility. Mobility isn't bad, it doesn't go at a slow speed, but it is reversed at a very slow speed. As for armour, the turret armour is incredible, but the hull armour is a bit rubbish. However, that's fine because you can go hull down in any positions where you can sit further back, and you can snipe pretty well with this vehicle. As for the gun, it's a good gun. Pens pretty well, it does a lot of damage. You can load it with Sabot if you need extra pen. It's fully stabilised, which is a massive advantage at this tier, because the Germans who come against the most generally don't have stabilisers. However, there are some negatives, one of them being that the repair cost is too high. You really need to have a premium account to cover the cost for it, or at least be a really good player to be able to cover the cost, so you will have that problem. Now, is it worth the grind? I'd say it definitely is. This vehicle is really fun. I like it. I like it a lot. So, where do we put it on the tank leaderboard? Now, this was a hard decision because it is very good, has very little downsides to it. However, I think I'm going to put it under the Rogo. Now, I'm putting it under the Rogo simply because the Rogo is really fun and is a really unique vehicle. However, if I was only basing it off performance at its tier, I would put the FV above the Rogo. But because I'm also including fun, because that's presumably why we play games, it is going to go below the Rogo. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see a particular vehicle done, just comment it, and the first one to comment a vehicle that I actually have, I'll make a video on it. Now, I've been thinking recently that I would quite like to do a video on something other than War Thunder, or maybe just not within this series, and perhaps more about War Thunder more generally. If anybody's got any ideas of what they'd like to see, I would like to make a video like that, because I'd like to make more than just one series of videos. So if you have any suggestions, comment them on this video or tell me in Discord. Anyway, I'll see you in my streams, and goodbye.